Hello everyone, and welcome to Numeril, a show specifically designed to provide you direction, inspiration, and education concerning our daily lives. I am your host, the one and only Damon the Real Nailer. Welcome to Numeril. We hope that everyone is blessed and doing well out there. We have a great show in store for you today. We're looking forward to diving right into it. It's entitled Natural Intelligence. And of course, this will be one of several different videos dealing with intelligence. So today we're looking at natural intelligence. And at one point or another point, we're going to look at spiritual intelligence. Okay. So first and foremost, when we look at intellectualism and natural intelligence, the first level is what we call knowledge. This is the lowest tier, and it's the ability to just know, recognize, recite, and recall things as in names, numbers, days of the week, colors, words, etc. Those who function at the knowledge base, they basically just know how to memorize things and recite and regurgitate. They can't really explain. They don't, in many cases, even apply it, but they can just spit it out back to you and regurgitate it from hearing it themselves. The next level of intellectualism or natural intelligence is wisdom. This is the second tier or the middle tier, considered the most important for living life skillfully and successfully. The definition is the application of knowledge or the ability to apply what you know and learn. Examples of wisdom: adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing numbers, forming sentences with words, and following directions. So as we looked at knowledge, we knew it was just, say, for instance, you have the numbers, you have the words, but wisdom is when you put those numbers together to add, subtract, divide, or do even those complex equations. Wisdom is when you have words, but you put them together to form sentences. You put those sentences together to form paragraphs. You put the paragraphs to form pages. And then next thing you know, you have a full essay, you have a full book, whatever. But wisdom is your ability to take what you know and you apply it. The difference between somebody being ignorant and being a fool is that a person who's ignorant just needs knowledge. All of us are ignorant in some facet, in some area or areas. But a fool knows, they just don't apply what they know. And when you talk to a fool, a lot of times they'll tell you, well, I know what's going on. But the thing is, okay, if you know, why aren't you applying it? So that's the difference. There's hope for an ignorant person because all you have to do is give them the knowledge and they'll make the necessary adjustments. But a person who is foolish and just being a fool, there's really no remedy because they will continue in their foolishness even though they know to do better. Okay? So then the last tier we want to look at and we're going to explore pretty heavily is understanding. This is the third tier or the top tier. It's the necessary ingredient, especially for teachers and leaders. In essence, if you are a teacher and you are a leader, this is mandatory. It's not optional because the definition of understanding is the ability to articulate and impart your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding or comprehension to others by analyzing, reconfiguring, and assessing information. So here's where you can give what you know and give your wisdom as well, so then others can be able to apply it and use it in their lives. So we're going to look at those three concepts of understanding. Analyzing. This is the separating of a whole into parts and the breaking down of concepts so that people can understand. Examples: when you give definitions, you use comparison and contrast, you use analogies, metaphors, similes, etc. In essence, here, you use all kinds of examples to make your knowledge and wisdom hit home so it connects with people. So you might have to define words, you might have to compare something to sports, compare something to travel, you name it. But you have different ways of using information when you're trying to present something new. You have ways of connecting it to things that people are familiar with when you're trying to break it down and make it edible for others to understand and comprehend it. Then the next part we were looking at is going to be reconfiguration. This is the reorganizing and rearranging of parts into a new whole. You take pre-existing information, place your spin on it, and create something new. In most cases, everything that we have is kind of been reconfigured, unless it's just something brand new. But many things are just a new representation of something old, or it's a new representation of an old principle. And that's what reconfiguration is. Unless it's just brand new, it's normally something you've received. You make it, relevant to you. You put your own spin on it, and then you're able to come up with something new. And when you have an understanding, you can do that. You can take information that somebody else has, and then you can put it in your own words, and you can make your own new thing with it. Right? And then the last part we looked at was talking about or dealing with assessment. This is objectively evaluating, critiquing, and judging things accurately. What happens here and understanding, you're able to be a good judge of things. You have very sound judgment, and you try to remain objective and remain mature when you judge things. In essence, it's not about just your opinion, but you put forth the facts, you put forth the information, and you try your best to establish truth, and you try not to just hurl your opinions, because that can be damaging and harmful to people when you critique their things, when they ask you, what do you think about this? And you just give opinions with no facts. Lace it with facts, lace it with information. And when you do this, it'll help you to have sound judgment. And what will happen, people will come to you so that you can critique their things, because they know you will offer constructive criticism, not destructive criticism. You want to be able to build people, at the same time be accurate and objective when you judge things. So those are your basic forms of natural intellectualism, which is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And as I stated and as I showed you, wisdom is that middle one, and it's important for living life skillfully and successfully. But if you are a leader and a teacher and you're trying to help others, then you have to get to that level of understanding. And it takes studying, it takes researching, it takes reading, it takes introducing all kinds of knowledge and information into your soul, into your mind, into your spirit, that you can understand it. And most of all, it takes applying it. What I've learned, it's easy to understand things that you apply. It's hard when you just know it and you don't apply it. But once you apply it, you get to see the intricacies and all the specific and meticulous details that go along with anything once you apply it. And therefore, if you want to have understanding, get out there and apply what you know. That way you can work the kinks out, you can make adjustments and modifications and ensure it up, make sure that it does work. So we truly thank you for tuning in today, and we pray that you guys are blessed and continue to be blessed. Until next time, we're signing off. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Numeril. We hope that you have received something that was very valuable. We look forward to being with you in the next episode. God bless.